Warnings that President Obama is misreading Iran 24 hours ago in Vienna, racing against the clock now before tomorrow's deadline. Or will that deadline move again? California Congressman Ed Royce, chairman of the House Foreign Affairs Committee, pardon me. Sir, how are you? Good morning to you.
Doing well, Bill.
You're about to start a hearing examining the implications of a nuclear deal. Tell me what your biggest concern is right now as you understand these negotiations from the outside.
Our biggest concern right now is this looks a lot like the agreement on North Korea, where inspectors did not have the ability to go anywhere, anytime, and as a result, North Korea got its atomic weapon. Our worry here is that the playbook used by North Korea is the same playbook that Iran is attempting to use right now in this negotiation.
I can contrast that answer directly with the White House. Josh Earnest took that on just yesterday.
We're not going to put ourselves in a situation where we're just going to take Iran's word for it. We're not going to sign on the dotted line and go our separate ways. We're going to sign on the dotted line, and we're going to send international inspectors to Iran so they can keep eyes on Iran's nuclear program and verify their ongoing compliance with the agreement.
So that's what he says.
That's what he said, and what we're hearing out of Vienna, and I was on the phone this morning on this very issue, is that this is now going to be managed access because the Iranian regime will not allow us to go anywhere, anytime, won't allow us to go onto the military bases. And who will have a say in terms of that managed access? Potentially Russia and China and other countries that, frankly, are not going to have the same interest we have right now in getting to the bottom of the nuclear work that Iran has done to build a bomb. Secondarily, we're no longer going to be able, as I understand it, to have these conversations with Iranian scientists to find out about the 1,000 pages of bomb work that the IAEA, the international inspectors, have already surfaced. And lastly, the negotiation now says that we're going to give a signing bonus up front. What will Iran use that hard currency for once they get their hands on that money?
They're also asking for the arms embargo to be lifted immediately, too. Let me come back to that. This is what Iran tweeted 2 hours ago. Israel is the Iran deal's biggest loser. And then there was a link to an article that was translated into English suggesting the Israelis will not get what they want. And then this came out moments ago out of Russia. We get another tweet right now, meeting with President Putin. This is the president of Iran's Twitter handle, Hassan Rouhani, talking about deepening the bilateral ties and further cooperation, constructive engagement, hashtag there. And then there's a picture attached with him sitting down with Vladimir Putin. Doesn't that go to your point about Russia?
Right now, Iran has the highest percentage of ballistic missiles of any country in the Middle East, but what they want additionally are these surface-to-air missiles that Russia can provide. That way they could cheat on an agreement and still have a vast system in place that would attempt to be a deterrent to any Western powers that would prevent them from developing a nuclear bomb. And they're only a turn screw away from this. So when you see the Russians meeting with the Iranians, they're pushing for this lifting of the arms embargo you just mentioned, Bill. And the reason they want it lifted, they will sell billions of dollars of these kinds of weapons to the Iranians.
I can't see how these Western powers agree to that. Once they get those arms, they give them to the Shia militias inside of Iraq. They give them to Assad fighting the forces that he has in his country. The Houthis in Yemen are armed. Hezbollah, Hamas, everybody after that, and the entire region is on fire. Again.
And I will add to this the communique from the Iranians a few weeks ago that they were going to not only rearm Hamas in Gaza and help rebuild the tunnels, but that also they were going to help with an inventory of 100,000 rockets and missiles into the hands of Hezbollah. This time these rockets will have a guidance system that will allow them to do pinpoint attacks inside Israel. And tomorrow will be Quds Day. Since 1979, there's been this massive rally once a year, and I think it comes on Friday in Iran, and they will be chanting death to Israel. The whole focus is the destruction of Israel and the United States.
One more question here, Anil. I don't see any way this arms embargo deal is reached. We will see. One final question. Dick Durbin, the Democrat from Illinois, was in a meeting at the White House the other night with the president. He apparently said the president told him that the chances of a deal are now less than 50-50. What do you think?
Well, I think the zeal for the deal on the part of the Secretary of State and the President is such that they're going to continue to give concerns. This is our worry. I had a letter circulated that I wrote, signed by 84% of the members of the House of Representatives, telling the White House, do not give this ground on inspections. Don't give this ground on lifting sanctions up front. Make this agreement 20-plus years, not 10. Allow the inspectors to have these questions answered by the scientists in Iran. So far, we've lost ground on every one of those points in the negotiation.
Your hearing starts.
So I'm not encouraged. We've got to push back on the administration.
Your hearing starts in 40 minutes, sir. I've got to run. I'm out of time, but thank you for yours today.
Bill.
Ed Royce there. Thank you from the Hill. All right.